Okay, so in this video we'll be translating another Enrico's channeling video, which was done in Latvian, so I'll try to translate it in English. And this video was about depression, sadness, and when people are depressed, they tend to become even more and more depressive. So in this video, Enrico was telling in the part one of the translation, Enrico was telling that. And this is only the inner energy that you feel that gives you the experience of depression. So first of all, you need to start moving. You need to start doing something. Although at first it may seem to be as a depressive idea, it's unworthy, not necessary, and I don't want to do this and stuff like that. But as Enrico is telling, when you start doing, when you start walking, when you start going, although you feel depressed, although everything seems to be unworthy or not necessary or pointless, just and you don't have the strength to do anything, then just by start taking action, start taking the first step, everything becomes more and more joyful, more and more exciting, more and more interesting, and then after a few steps further, you don't even see that there was a thing as depression. So I will continue to translate. And when you are start going, and when something becomes a successful idea where you wish to choose to go, and when something starts happening, or something like you start achieving, like something like a little success, your inner energy will start to spark, start to blossom, start to shine. And that energy will start to move out all the things that we said: sadness, depression, and therefore your inner convinced will, and then you will start to become more and more convinced, and you will start to take more and more RPMs, and all the things that you were thinking were depressive, sad, or low energy are not sad, and you don't think that those are sad and low energies anymore, because they now are becoming more and more sparkling, more and more shiny, and more living. Wait a little more, we have more to say further. And for a human there can be possibilities that can help you, and simply by being in a completely new environment. Change your environment, change also, as you say, your friends environments, meaning like find new friends to cope with, and become more and more closer with more exciting people, people from which you can feel positive energy, people from which you can charge up and shine your energy. And from the moment when you start shining up your energy, you start to become more and more inner smiling. And from that moment on, whether it's this first thing you change your environment, or the second thing, change your friends, and from that moment the choice is within yourself, or do you have the main strong concepts, and you think that everything is bad, or you tend to think otherwise, that okay, from this point now on, all this luggage that I was carrying with me, I will drop it off, I'll throw it away. But sometimes people are, no, life is hard, everything is bad, you cannot earn anything, job is difficult, and therefore and so on. And these thoughts by themselves even slow down any of, how you say, positive energy, positive movement forward. So everything and all that you need, you have to come to across to this situation where your life shines up a little bit, and then those thoughts that come up to you, these are these problems, these are these lower energies that exist within you, and these energies that come up, like sadness, depression, are those energies that slow down even your own energy and you yourself. And so the third variation, the third sample that we can give is absolutely the most simplest sample, and it's understandable to everybody. In a few words we can describe it. In the most simple words is that simply you are not there where you needed to be. You are not doing that what you're supposed to do for a very long time. Okay, thank you very much, but I think I have another question. We have a thank you to you also. Very detailed, but still something. And Enrico saying to the person, it's yes, this is very detailed information, but still you didn't quite catch up the information. But and then the person's saying, well, that's okay, but I have a next question. Enrico is saying, okay, next question. I'm interested to know that many people say that this reality is like a hologram, and everything that you experience is your mirror. Yes. I can tell my version, my understanding about this information, but I want to know your point of view of this information. We can, and Enrico was saying, we can tell and look at this information from various point of views. There are people that are really become useful to a thought, tied to a thought that life is physical, and you can experience life as it is, and you can live out as it is. And then the person is asking, so it is physical or it is not physical? And then Enrico is still continuing to say, and it's like this, it's like that, it's like this, like a, and these people experience life as like being physical, and there are also groups of people that everything is one, everything is connected, everything is pointless, and you can also experience yourself from this point of view. All these point views, all these samples, as each individual expresses himself in these ideas, in these theories, in the space that we call time and space or cosmic consciousness. It depends on how each and everybody interprets these words. It's their own individuality's own free will, free choice. How he feels comfortable, how he feels in harmonious with life and himself. Experience the life, with the point of view is how he feels most comfortable of. It's all his free choice, free will. So about the topic reflecting or mirroring life, and we can say in words like this that always and there always has been, that how you say the word triggers, activates, or make you to start feel yourself even more and more and more and more. So therefore all the life situations that you are going through, you feel yourself even more and even more and even more and more. So life itself is a self-returning mechanism, and in simple words you may say you all come from light. And in the simple words, as you say, you all come from light, and life is a mechanism that in all ways and shape or forms will mirror you back, will show you back. All situations that you go through, all episodes, all experiences that you go through will tend to reflect you back even more and more and more yourself. And this mechanism is built so that you can never lose yourself. And there are many people that have many ideas of the word what is the self, and Enrico started explaining that the self is your true natural state. It's your true consciousness state. Self is the higher self. Many times the self people call as also the God, and you can return to this state, to your prime state, prime source. So if a person has a long sadness with himself, or long-term fears of something, or depression, or lack of humor, so then the life will constantly will mirror back this missing energy, which is the self, as we said, the same as we said, the fear, depression, sadness, lack of humor. And simply just to reflect you back and tell to you the life that simply you are not in a harmony or in alignment with your true natural self. You're not in harmonious with your higher self. Therefore you experience difficulties, depression, heaviness, and therefore and so on and so on. Everybody experiences difficulties in many varieties of ways. And therefore we just want to say that difficulties as a simple word, one word. So therefore, just to give you a brief understanding, you come across to this experience and then you start to understand that I don't like the way I'm living. To live difficult is hard, and therefore we make a simple decision: stop just doing this, because this is not in harmonious with my true self. And my true self is somewhere else, in a different alignment, in a different expression. So therefore the life, the experiences themselves are telling you that I didn't understand. So the life is reflecting yourself, showing these emotions that it's your choice, and life is just telling you that you need to start changing something. You need to start changing something, and the changes that you wish to make are your self choices. That from one point you can or choose to make changes, or at the other point you just oh, I'm sad, and I can't do anything about it, and you feel just weak and so on. But the choice is up to you. So the life is just wanting to mirror you back and show you the path back to your true natural self, prime source, the true place that you call home, the true place that you call the absolute presence, heaven, and your true natural state, the true state that you naturally are. Everything is clear. Or you wish that we want to explain even more detailed? And the man says, we think that you explained really detailed. So this information we have been shared nearly 2 years ago in every the channeling seminar that has been taking place. But we have to repeat it 30 times. And when people go through experience, and when people have their new experiences, they tend to remember this information, and then they start to understand it a little bit more. Because through their own personal experience going through this, there is new information that is only now understood. And the man's asking, so for example, my world's experience, how I experience it, is being dominated only by my own free will. So therefore, if I want to believe in some kind of illusion theory, or even a fractal theory, so he's asking that, so whatever I choose to believe, it will become as my reality. And then Enrico is saying that, so the concept of believing and thinking will put aside. We will only accept the thought that the universe is how do you say the word? Differential. It's like the universe is as one, but in the same point different all the time. It's always different and always loving you. And unconditionally loving you, and is always giving you a most comfortable way for you to live in this infinite wide, and giving you the most pleasant, comfortable way, and you self-choose this way, you self-choose this place of which is most harmonious to you, which is more accepted to you, be more beautiful. In a way that you most understand this universe, in a way that you most accept this universe, the universe will give you this place. And the universe will come aside you, over you, means like also hug you and be with you, and will give you the most harmonious way, depending on your understanding and your belief systems, giving you the experience, giving you the most comfortable place for you to be in this, how you say, universe. Leave it as the name universe. It's a simple explaining, and also reflects you back to your true natural state, in which when you start to get closer to, and also when you come closer to your natural state, all these unknown questions become more and more known and understood. And even the word understood, we will change to a different name, which being, it will be something like a name, not like, and we will not use the word even know this information, but fully understood this information, sense this information, sense this understanding, believe and understood this information, sunny, happy, and highly exciting. The universe is not in a name that you call negative, hard, difficult. This is only the product or result of you, that you are doing you're doing things that are not harmonious with your true self, that is not supposed to be with you. The universe, the clear, true, natural self, the true natural self has the undesired will to be and to have and to experience the beautiful, exciting, highly exciting, full of love, that it can be accessed and experienced in many varieties of ways. The dominating human informational fields, we have already accepted that humans just love to think and think everything over and over again. The dominating informational fields is being taken from your childhood. When you grow up, people teach you something. What else? And the information fields that are surrounding you, human belief systems, and the ideology, when people try to push you some kind of a belief ideology. Often, and you can use these words as it's most comfortable for you. Some may say program, others and therefore the human that the world that they see, the true world that they see, the very true world that they see around them, and these informational fields will tend to describe it, explain it in a different way, and then the human doesn't even recognize himself, his own hands, and doesn't recognize even his own feet, and doesn't even recognize his own self, and therefore and so on. And therefore you are trying to see the you see something else, not the beautiful and the exciting world that is around you, and these information fields will just tell you and try to, blind you from the beautiful world that you all live in and observing. So therefore the childhood, informational fields, school, and therefore and so on. And we put this all in the name library, the word library under it, digging. How long will you dig? Yes, but sometimes I see, and Enrico is telling, oh, sometimes you see. And then you want to tell to the person, your human, that, hey, you can also stop digging. And then the human is thinking that the digging is such a huge industry that you cannot stop to dig. And then the is saying, stop. A kind stop, thank you. If he is a digger, give him a shovel and tell him, in that direction you can dig even more and more, and you can experience yourself in that direction even more. It's his choice, and the only thing that you can do is just help him. Help him give a possibility, dig more, and dig more, and to see him how interesting is this digging's instinct and direction. Does it give you the answer? He says yes, or you're doubting, No, it gave me others answer. Just it gave me an answer in that direction, that each human has his own choice. And then Enrico is telling that you have the self and the world's not accepting. You're not accepting the self and the world around you. Therefore, it also gives the belief or the understanding that others are doing such a crazy ideas and unnecessary ideas, things. But if you have a absolute world's absolute acceptance of everything in this world, then you see this beautiful world, then you see this beautiful way, and you see also this beautiful soul, which is came to such an interesting place, to an interesting situation that it wishes to experience itself in such an interesting way. And that this soul, then you see this soul, and you see that all that this soul needs is a is a huge field, huge grassland where the soul can, and where this soul, this person can dig maybe 10, maybe 50 years, and then you can observe it and see it as, wow, such an interesting and exciting way of thinking. And when this person is telling you, hey, maybe you want to come and dig with me, and then you say, no, I maybe just will look, I will just look. And then the other person is saying, but you have to dig also, and you're saying, no. Everything is clear for me. I will just have a look. But you have a really brilliant idea. I will just look how you are digging. And talking about digging, Enrico is telling the digging is it's an interesting word in Latvian. I mean, just take a shovel and dig the mud, the mud, the sand below your feet, the ground. And I don't know how in other words, other languages, but in Latvian it means that doing hard stuff that really gives you hard things, an experience, difficult experience, and it's like an aphorism or something similar that in the human mind it just is like a linkage with doing something hard the hard way. And therefore what we wanted to say with this is that by accepting, seeing the world as it is, and therefore you see that everybody expresses himself and lives in his own unique way. And every unique expression, there are no copy and paste for this unique expression. By accepting yourself, by accepting the world, by accepting yourself and the world, and there you can see that in such a beautiful way this soul expresses itself and has and you have a completely neutral attitude to it. And you have no energy that is being triggered, and no energy that wishes to match with the same decisions as the soul, as the other soul. I mean, as only to allow for him to dig even further, as to allow him to dig even further. And in other words, we can say that there are these energies that you will say as victims, humans as victims. Then there are these humans that, and then there are humans that just by energy really allowed to stand up and use them as victims and push them their own belief systems to these victims. So now, does this information satisfy you by now? Yes, everything is completely satisfied, and we want to tell to you thank you for this conversation, beautiful conversation. Just repeating to the information that has already been. And he's saying that these were the after classes. So we will leave you with that. Okay, so after this there will be a conversation with the people that were in the room that just talking about this information. So what I want to say is that this is the end of the translation. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, I will show you right now. Art of peace. and here is the UK flag. Oh, sorry. And we have questions and answers. You need to sign up before you can comment, but here are Latvian and English also all together, so you can just write in English also. And we have a forum also where you can put your own experiences and read others' experiences and so on. So thank you for watching and enjoy, and bye.